Module 7, Challenging the Process. Far too often we cling to what is familiar, even if what we cling to is known to be inadequate. Most large groups are governed by the law of inertia. If it takes effort to change something, nothing will change. As a leader, you must search out opportunities to change, grow, innovate, and improve. There is no reward without risk, however, so you must be willing to experiment, take risks, and learn from any mistakes. Ask questions even if you fear the answers. Start with a question, why? Why are things the way they are? Why do we do things the way we do? Think outside the box. A paradigm is an established model or structure. Sometimes they work quite well, but often they are inadequate or even counterproductive. Sometimes it is necessary to think outside the box and break the paradigm. Don't be afraid to ask the question, why? Ask questions of your followers, employees, customers, former leaders. Answers and ideas can be found in the least likely places. Often, the lowest-ranking persons in an organization can tell you exactly what is wrong because they see it daily from their vantage points. Developing your inner innovator. Innovation is more than just improvement on a process or procedure. It is a total redirection or restructuring based upon stated goals and research. While it can be helpful to adapt an outdated procedure or to task to today's standards, often the procedure itself is the problem, not the manner in which it is implemented. Innovators reverse engineer policies and procedures based on the new vision and goals, working from the target backwards rather than from the status quo looking forward. To be sure, not all innovative strategies will be feasible or cost-effective. Requiring an entirely new computerized network and infrastructure, for example, may cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and produce little improved efficiency over the old one. However, if you don't start thinking outside the box, you will miss many valuable solutions that can and will work. Note that change should never be made simply for the sake of change. Change can be exciting, but it can also be unnerving and difficult for employees. Constant change causes frustration. Moreover, if you seem to change too many things too often, you will lose respect, as your followers perceive you don't really know what you are doing, so be sure to plan your innovations carefully. There should be solid evidence that a new way of doing things is likely to work before you invest money and everyone's time. Keep focused on the goals and be willing to break the rules if they need to be broken. Just make sure they really need to be broken and you don't break something that needs to keep working. With proper research and planning, you can dare to be bold. Seeing room for improvement. A strong vision does not lend itself to mediocrity. A drive to excellence always seeks improvement. If you accept 95% efficiency as a goal, the efficiency will inevitably slip to 90%. If that's considered good enough, it will become hard to keep it above 85% and so on. A vision is a goal that is strived to achieve. Goals must not be unrealistic or unattainable, or the followers will simply give up trying altogether, becoming dispirited and demoralized in the process. If 95% of people fail to meet a standard, then that standard is likely too high and must be changed. On the other hand, the bar must not be set so low that little or no effort is required to meet it. Based on your vision, set high goals that are attainable but with some degree of difficulty, and reward those who meet the goals. If a large number of followers are meeting the goal, raise the target. If only a very few are meeting it, lower it somewhat. Investigate any potential bottlenecks that might be stifling progress and resolve them. Talk to your followers about possible solutions. The people who actually do the work are far more likely to be able to tell you why they're having difficulty accomplishing a task than their supervisors. Lobbying for change. To lobby for change, you need to influence people and excite them to your vision. You may need to persuade a reluctant boss or fight a corporate culture that doesn't understand what you are trying to do. In that case, you need to demonstrate why your requested change needs to occur. Do your research and always enter a meeting by being prepared. Study the situation and present all of your findings in a short report, preferably with simple charts or graphs. Give them something they can easily understand. Have the details ready in case you are asked a question, but don't overload people with facts. Show as clearly as possible how your plan will effect positive change. If you are lobbying your own followers, the same is true. You may want to revolutionize a cultural change. Perhaps you are a shop manager and people are unmotivated. You may need to bring about change slowly rather than with one big dramatic gesture. On the other hand, you may need to shake things up in a big way. Whatever the situation, you can successfully lobby for change if you attack the problem with a plan, sound reasoning, and infectious enthusiasm.
David entered into his leader's office and asked, I was wondering why you wanted to see me. I hope nothing's wrong. Caitlin said, absolutely not. Things are going wonderfully. You met your sales goals for this quarter, and as a whole, we're meeting the goals we set. Caitlin continued, the best time to plan for the future is when things are going well. We need to challenge ourselves with another goal. I called you here today so that you could help make a measurable, attainable goal for our team. David was more than happy to pitch in and give his input. This helped Caitlin build a relationship with her employee, and challenging them with another goal also set an example for her staff, too.
Module 8, Enabling Others to Act. As mentioned before, you cannot do your followers' work for them. Besides, if you do their work, what are they getting paid for? You have your own work to do. This is the ultimate goal of the Hersey Blanchard Situational Leadership Model, to develop your followers to the point where you can delegate tasks without a lot of oversight. To be a true leader, you must enable others to act responsibly and not encourage bad worker habits by compensating for them or overlooking them. At the same time, you cannot berate a follower for trying hard but making an honest mistake. The goal of a leader is to empower others to work. To the extent that you can do this is the extent that you will be successful. Encouraging growth in others. A positive attitude is essential to encouragement. No one likes to fail, and many take it very personally. While failure should never be rewarded, an understanding attitude and positive outlook can work wonders. A child only learns to walk by falling down many times. The focus is not on the fall, but on getting up. The goal is to walk, then to run. Meeting with an employee one-on-one is important to positive motivation. Here again, you must use the power of listening. Avoid blame when something goes wrong and focus on the reason for the failure. You may learn someone needs more training, more self-confidence, or more freedom. You may learn someone does not have the tools needed to be successful. You will never know if you don't ask questions and listen, or worse, if you berate someone for a failure. If someone is willfully defiant, then feel free to be stern and resolute. Take disciplinary action if necessary and document the conversation. If you allow someone to be defiant or lazy out of a misplaced concern for his or her feelings, you will be performing a great injustice against the rest who are working hard. In most cases, people really do want to do a good job, and they have a sense of pride when they meet a challenge. Creating mutual respect. You will never be worthy of respect if you don't give respect. Respect should be given to everyone at all levels unless they deliberately do something to lose that respect. You need to build respect in other ways as well. Be visible to your followers. Show them you are available and interested in knowing everything about what they do. Develop and demonstrate your knowledge of the organization and details of the product, service, or operation. If you are perceived as being knowledgeable and can answer questions, you will not only earn respect, but will motivate others to learn as well. The importance of trust. Respect inevitably leads to trust. Do what you say and say what you mean. Under-promise and over-deliver can help manage expectations. If you are given a task you know will take you 1 hour, say you should have it done in 2 hours. You never know when you'll get a phone call that eats into your time or when an emergency may pop up. If you get it done in less than 2 hours, you will be perceived as a hero. If not, you can call and apologize that it will be a little later without much trouble because you said you should have it done. You didn't promise that you would have it done. If people feel they can rely on you, they will trust you. Also, let people know that you are not asking them to do anything you would not do yourself or have done in the past. Work hard and be seen working hard. If you come in early and see others who are there early as well, stop by and simply mention that fact positively. A simple word of recognition will go a long way to earning respect. Without respect, you will never have loyalty, and without loyalty, you cannot trust your followers. Without mutual trust and respect, you cannot accomplish great things. Remember, while your people need to be able to trust you, you need to build them up to the level where you can also trust them.
Adam worked on building respect with his staff from the beginning. He stopped by Catherine's cubicle and asked her, "How are things going?" Catherine sighed and said, "I've been trying to be innovative about this next product launch, like you said, but I'm really struggling with finding a new angle." Adam said, "Is that the same one due by the end of the week?" "Yes. Do you think you could get me some help with brainstorming?" Adam assigned another team member to collaborate with Catherine that he knew excelled at fresh ideas and innovation. Because he showed respect to his team members, they trusted him to let them know how projects were going, good or bad. The problem was addressed in a quick and effective manner.
Module 9, Encouraging the Heart. One of the worst developments in the workplace was the creation of the term human resources. Formerly known as the personnel department, the focus was on dealing with people as persons. At a time when industry was supposedly focused on making the workplace more humane in order to increase job satisfaction and productivity, it took a major step backwards. No one wants to be considered a human resource. A resource is something you use as long as it is functional. When the shelf life expires or is no longer as effective as it once was, you throw it away without a thought. It would be a glorious thing if every human resource department was abolished and the name personnel made resurgence. Employees, workers, and followers are not robots. Human beings have intellect and emotions. Failing to deal with them on those levels will ultimately backfire. You cannot program loyalty. Sharing rewards. If your followers are going to share in the work, make certain they share in the rewards. If you are going to get a bonus for a successful task, share at least a portion of it with your followers. More than one employee has felt betrayed by leadership when the boss gets a big bonus and those who do all the work get nothing. You don't need to give them half or divide it all up among all your followers, but you should at least throw them a party, provide a free lunch, or give everyone a pair of movie tickets or a lottery ticket. Do something to show they didn't work hard only to see you take all the credit. Celebrating accomplishments. Set both personal and team goals and milestones. Nothing motivates someone like public recognition. Although some may seem somewhat embarrassed by a public display, inside they are proud that they have been recognized. There has never been a recorded study that quotes an employee who was honored in public with them saying that they never wanted that to happen again. Celebrate team milestones as well. It breaks up the routine of the workday, gives a well-deserved break, and motivates people to work harder when they return to work refreshed. Making celebration part of your culture. You don't need to decorate the office each day or have morning pep rallies, but the workplace should never be dreaded by employees. People spend most of their waking lives at work, with substantially less time for family, friends, and activities they would much rather be doing. By the very definition, they come to work, and you have to pay them to be there. People have to feel motivated by more than just a paycheck. Be sure to have a welcoming environment where people feel respected. Celebrate special occasions to break up the routine, but don't make celebration itself the routine or no work will get done.
Eric's team worked all quarter, sometimes pulling late nights, to meet all their goals. Eric's supervisors saw this and they rewarded him with a bonus for a job well done as a leader. Eric was proud of himself, but he was equally proud of his staff. While it wasn't necessarily to split the bonus with all his employees, he did come up with a way to reward them for their hard work. Eric called his team together and said, "I'd like to announce that this quarter we didn't just meet our goals, we exceeded them. Because we all did such a fantastic job, I'm having lunch catered on Friday. Just bring your appetites." Eric made sure not to plan anything pressing or important that day so that his employees could celebrate and enjoy a job well done.
Module 10, Basic Influencing Skills. The best leaders are able to influence others to do something and think it was all their idea. Don't worry about taking credit for every good thing that happens on your watch. As the leader, you get credit whenever your followers succeed because you created the environment that allows their success. The Art of Persuasion. Aristotle was a master of the art of persuasion, and he outlines his thinking in his work, Rhetoric, where he identifies three important factors: ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos, credibility, persuades people using character. If you are respectful and honest, people will be more likely to follow you because of your character. Your character convinces the follower that you are someone who is worth listening to for advice. Pathos, emotional, persuades people by appealing to their emotions. For example, when a politician wants to gain support for the bill, it inevitably is argued, it's for the children. Babies, puppies, and kitties abound in advertising for a reason. Although a car is neither male nor female, they are sometimes called sexy in car commercials. Pathos allows you to tie into emotional triggers that will capture a person's attention and enlist their support, but it can be easily abused, leading to a loss of ethos as described above. Logos, logical, persuades people by means persuading by appealing to their intellect. This was Aristotle's favorite and his forte, but not everyone reacts on a rational level. Of the three, ethos must always come first. Ideally, you want to appeal to pathos, back your arguments up with logos, but never lose ethos. President Bill Clinton appealed to people using pathos, saying often, "I feel your pain." But there were serious questions raised about his ethos, and he often did not back up his appeals with logos. There is no doubt that he was successful, but there is also no doubt that he was not as successful as he could have been. The Principles of Influence. Robert B. Cialdini, Ph.D., once said, It is through the influence process that we generate and manage change. In his studies, he outlined 5 universal principles of influence which are useful and effective in a wide range of circumstances. Reciprocation. People are more willing to do something for you if you have already done something for them first. Married couples do this all the time, giving in on little things so they can ask for that big night out or a chance to watch the game later. Commitment. You cannot get people to commit to you or your vision if they don't see your commitment. Once you provide solid, consistent example, they will feel they have to do the same. Authority. If people believe you know what you are talking about and accept your expertise, they are far more likely to follow you. Despite the rebel cry, question authority, when people need help with something, they will seek out an authority figure. If you place a man in a tie next to a man in jeans and a ratty t-shirt, people will invariably ask the man in the tie for advice on a technical subject first, simply because he looks like an authority. Social validation. As independent as we like to consider ourselves, we love to be part of a crowd. It will always be a part of us, that school-age desire to be accepted, no matter how many times our parents tell us, if everyone jumped off a cliff, would you join them? People will always jump on a bandwagon if their friends like the band. Friendship. People listen to their friends. If they know you and like you, they are far more likely to support you. A pleasant personality can make up for a multitude of failures. More than one leader has been abandoned at the first sign of trouble because they were not very well liked. Creating an impact. As mentioned before, communication is accomplished with more than just words. The more of the previous leadership skill you develop, the more you will make an impact. In addition, the bigger the impact, the greater the positive change you can create. Impact is created by a number of intangible factors. A confident bearing tempered by a kindly manner, a strong sense of justice tempered by mercy, a strong intellect tempered by the willingness to learn, a strong sense of emotion tempered by self-control, a strong ability to communicate tempered by the ability to listen, a strong insistence on following the rules tempered by flexibility, a strong commitment to innovation tempered by situational reality, a strong commitment to your followers tempered by the ability to lead. Above all, maintain a strong personal commitment to your vision.
Sarah was nervous about going to see her boss, Robin, about a request. Robin was stern, strict, and always carried an air of authority. Sarah lightly knocked on Robin's door and was invited inside. After some small talk, Sarah cut to the chase. Robin, I think that our client would benefit from holding our next meeting at a more casual location. I know the rule is that we utilize offices, hotels, and other professional places. However, I see this particular client being more suited to a casual, friendly dining spot. Robin listened and said, "You've given this a lot of thought. Follow through with the idea." While Robin was a strict authority figure by nature, she always knew when to be flexible to the rules.
Module 11, Setting Goals. A vision without specific targeted goals is just a wish or a hope. Without targeted goals, how will you ever know if your vision is being accomplished? A vision needs a project roadmap with milestones, but how do you determine what those goals are? First, we will discuss the goals themselves, then how to determine what your goals should be and how to support them. Setting SMART goals. SMART goals are specific. The vision itself is general, while the goals are specific targets to be met. Specific goals answer the question of who, what, when, where, why, and how questions as specifically as possible. Measurable. Goals must be measurable in terms of progress and attainment. They must be tracked according to the amount of time or money spent or results achieved as appropriate. Attainable. A goal which cannot be met is not a goal, it's an ideal. If you know you need certain infrastructure in place to accomplish your vision, you should break down your goals into attainable steps you can monitor as each step is put into place. Realistic. A goal may be attainable, but not with the resources at hand. In that case, you need other goals to build up to the level where the attainable goal becomes realistic. A goal may be possible, but you need the right people with the right amount of time and support to make it happen. Timed. All goals need to be accomplished within a given time frame. Deadlines may indeed be missed, but without any timetable, there will be no sense of urgency and no reason not to put it off until later. Each goal should lead to the next step in the overall plan until the ultimate vision is reached. Creating a long-term plan. Also called strategic planning, the long-term plan is the roadmap that guides you to the ultimate realization of your vision. As discussed in the previous module, a goal may be possible, but not attainable or realistic now. You may be missing a quality person for a key position, you may lack the funds, or time to achieve the higher level goals, so lower level stepping stone goals must be planned. If your goal is to unify a modern computer network throughout your organization, but you only have a few outdated computers and older shared printers, your ultimate goal will be possible and attainable but not realistic. If you do not have the money for the new equipment and do not have a strong IT person on staff, your goal will be unattainable. If you need everything done in a week, your goal cannot be timely as it will take much longer. Intermediate goals, however, can make your ultimate goals realistic, attainable, and timely. You might first want to increase your revenue through increased sales, a fundraiser, long-term business loan, or by other means. You can make a goal to hire a network guru for a reasonable cost who can analyze your current systems and determine what needs to be upgraded according to modern networking technology. That analysis will provide you the information to set new goals of buying, configuring, and implementing the equipment, then adding the infrastructure to network it all together. In the end, the goal that seemed impossible will become a reality according to your original vision. Creating a support system. Once your goals are established, you need a way to ensure they are set into motion. Duties must be assigned and documentation must be established to support and track progress. A Gantt chart is a great way to track milestones over a period of time. You need to establish the tools necessary to track progress or development as appropriate. These might include a simple checklist for some tasks and complicated advanced software tracking systems for others. Monitoring and oversight are the keys to achieving all goals.
Sophia presented her goals to her supervisor, Thomas, and she said, "What do you think of the plan that we have laid out?" Thomas said, "I think that your goal of updating our technology is specific, measurable, attainable, and timed. However, the only thing that is unrealistic about the goal is how much it is going to cost." Sophia said, "I was hoping that you could help me brainstorm ways to come up with the revenue." Thomas nodded. "In the past, we've tried new ways of increasing sales to pay for equipment that we needed, but given the time frame, I feel like our best bet is a fundraiser." They included the fundraiser idea in the final goal, making sure once again that the goal was SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed.
Although this workshop is coming to a close, we hope that your journey to improve and apply the skills that you learned is just the beginning. Please take a moment to review and update your action plan. This will be a key tool to guiding your progress in the days, weeks, months, and years to come. We wish you the best of luck.